Hello students, how are you? Student, yesterday I told you the summary of the lesson, the proposal, which is one act Russian play. And while telling you the summary, I already told you about the characters of this play. Uh, Now I am going to make you remind about the characters. There are three characters in this play. First character is Stepanovich Chubko, who is a landowner. Second character is Natalia Stepanova, who is Chubko's daughter, and she is 25 years old. Third character is Ivan Vasilevich Lomov, who is also a landowner and Chubko's neighbor, and his age is 35 years. Now I am going to explain first part of the lesson. A drawing room in Chubko's house. Lomo enters wearing a dress, jacket, and white gloves. Chubko's rises to meet him. Students, one day in the evening, Ivan Lomo reaches Chubko's house. After reaching his house, he enters his drawing room. When he enters his drawing room, then Chubko gets up to meet him. Chubko, my dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilevich. I am extremely glad. Excuse his hand. Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you? After seeing Lomo in his drawing room, Chubko gets up and he expresses his happiness by addressing him as dear fellow. He expresses, and by addressing him as dear fellow, he expresses his happiness because of his arrival in his house. After that, he shakes his hand and tells him that he is really surprised to see him in his house, and he asks him how he is. Lomo, thank you, and how may you be getting on? After listening greeting words from Chubko, Ivan Lomo pays him thanks, and he also asks him how he is. Means how his business is going on. Chubko, we just get along somehow, my angel, thanks to your prayers, and so on. When Ivan Lomo asks Chubko how he is, then Chubko replies him by addressing him as my angel, that because of his prayer to God for them, he and his daughter are fine. Sit down, please do. After that, he requests him to sit down. Now, you should not forget all about your neighbors, my darling. And when Ivan Lomo reaches Chubko's house, then Chubko tells him that Ivan Lomo has come to know that he should not forget his neighbors. Uh, Neighbors, my dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up, evening dress, gloves, and so on? Can you be going anywhere, my treasure? And after that, he asks Ivan Lomo, Chubko asks Ivan Lomo why he is wearing his evening dress, gloves, and jacket and by addressing him, and after that he addresses him my treasure, and then asks him, by addressing him my treasure, he asks him if he is going somewhere. Lomo, no, I have come only to see you, honored Stephen Stepanovich. When Chupko asks him if he is going somewhere because he is wearing evening dress, Lomo answers, replies in negation, and tells him that he is not going somewhere. After that, he addresses Chupko as Arnold Stephen Stepanovich and tells him that he has only reached his house to see him. Chupko, then why are you in evening dress, my precious? As if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit. When Lomo tells Chupko that he has only reached his house to see him, he is not going anywhere, then Chupko again asks Lomo, by addressing him as my precious, then why he is wearing evening dress? And he further tells him, it seems if he is paying a New Year's visit. Lomo, well, you see, it is like this. After listening Chupko's word, if he considers that he is paying a New Year's visit, then it is. After that, he takes away his arm from Chupko's arm, because they were talking by holding their hands. Okay, you know, when Chupko enters, when Lomo enters Chupko's house, then Chupko shakes his hand, and after that they start talking by holding their hands. And after that, when Lomo is telling Chupko if he seems he is paying a New Year visit, then it is after that he takes his arm away from Chupko's arm and tells him, I have come to you, Arnold Stephen Stepanovich, to trouble you with a request. After that, he tells him that he has reached his house. After that, by addressing Stephen Stepanovich by Arnold Stephen Stepanovich, that he has reached his house to present a request before him. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always to speak. And he further tells him that he has reached his house to present a request before him that evening, because before that, whenever he presented his request before him, he had always granted his request. I must ask your pardon, I am getting excited. I shall drink some water, Honored Stephen Stepanovich. And he further, and after that, he begs his pardon and tells Chupko that he is very excited. He is very excited that evening because he is going to put the request. That is why he is very excited. Because of that, he would drink a glass a glass of water. After that, Chupko gives him a glass of water and Ivan Lomo drinks that water. Chupko, aside, he has come to borrow money, shan't give him any. And after while Lomo is drinking water, Chupko moves aside and tells himself that it seems he has come to borrow some money. And he further tells himself that he should not give him any money. Aloud, what is it, my beauty? After that, he asked Ivan Lomo about his request. What he wants to say, what he wants to speak to him, which request he wants to present before him. Lomo, you see, Arnold Spinach, I beg pardon, Stephen Honorich. I mean, I am awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance. When Chupko asked him to put his request before him, asked him what is his request, what is his request, what he wants to say, which request he wants to put before him, then Ivan Lomo was excited, too much excited, and he started speaking in a stammering way. In place of saying Arnold Spitanovich, he addresses Spitanovich as Honorich Stepanich. Okay? And he tells him that Ivan Lomo tells him that he begs his pardon because of being excited too much before putting his request. As you will please notice, in short, you alone can help me. And he also tells him that he also will have noticed that about his excitement. That is why he begs his pardon from him. And he further tells him that he only can grant his request. Except him, nobody can grant him the request which he is going to present before him. And after that, further he tells him that thou, he does not deserve if his request is to be granted. And he has no right to be held by Stephen Spinovich Chupko. But even after that, he wants to present his request before him. If Stephen Spinovich Chupko will consider that his request is able to be granted, is worthy to be granted, then he can grant that request. Chupko, oh, don't go round and round it, darling, spit it out well. After listening Chupko's confusing word, because he is not presenting his request, he is not speaking directly, he is not speaking his request directly, he is only saying that he is going to put a request, and because of presenting that request, he is excited, and only Chupko can grant his request. That is why Chupko was confused which request Ivan Lomo wants to present before him. That is why he asks him, he requests him at first not to speak in confusing manner. Whatever he has to say, he should say directly. He should say in a straightforward way. He should present his request. He should speak clearly. Lomo, one moment. This very minute, the fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter Natalia Stepanova in marriage. After that, Lomo present his request before him that he has reached his house. In fact, he has reached his house to ask his daughter Natalia's hand to marry with him. Now, students, I think you will have understood this part of the lesson. Tomorrow, I will explain second part of the lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.